Hello, this is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4 and your host of the La Plata Ward 4 video update. These videos complement my La Plata Ward 4 update podcasts, providing additional information about development projects and related planning issues impacting our community. This particular episode is a brief snapshot of La Plata's population and other demographic information after the 2020 United States Census. So this information, if you look at the first slide, this information is based upon the US Census and the American Community Survey from 2020 and 2021. This next slide talks about is a summary of population factors or demographics of La Plata as compared to Charles County and the state of Maryland. This is just summary data. So you can see the population of La Plata in 2020 is 10,000, a little over 10,000, as compared with Charles County, over 166,000, and of course, state of Maryland, 6.1. Our median age is somewhat higher than Charles County, being 42 versus 39, as well as the state of Maryland. Our median income is somewhat higher than the county and the state, being approximately $122,000. Our poverty rate, that is for population over 25, is 3%, which is again lower than Charles County as well as the state of Maryland. This next slide talks about our age or population distribution by age. And this is a graphic, column graphic that shows that the highest distribution, or what we call age cohorts, is the 55 to 59 age group, followed by the age group between 45 and 49, and then the next highest is between 10 and 14 years old. So this, again, just a graphic that kind of shows you the different age cohorts, usually in 4 to 5 year increments. So it's a little busy, but I try to provide a graphic that shows you the highest, the three highest. Let's move on to the next slide, which is educational attainment. This is an important factor as businesses or other outside businesses want to invest in La Plata as well as Charles County. So you can see there's no percentages here, but it's for those folks who are 25 years and older. So we have a fairly significant, so the total population that was analyzed for this number is 7,100. And so we have a pretty high rate of high school graduates or higher at 6,400. So we have a rate of about 90% have a high school or high school graduates or higher. 33% have a bachelor's degree or higher. This compares to Charles County, which has a 94% high school or higher graduation rate, 33% of bachelor's degree or higher. And then as compared to the state of Maryland, 91% are high school graduates or higher, with 42% are a bachelor's degree. So we're somewhat a little lower than the county or the state, but we're pretty consistent as well. This next slide is going to talk about housing. This is a brief slide that talks about occupied housing. So as one would expect in La Plata, our occupied housing is significantly toward or is occupied. 96% of our housing is occupied, with only 4% are vacant. So that's good in terms of having a stable housing inventory and housing available for folks. This compares to Charles County, which is 95% occupied and 5% vacant. So we're pretty consistent with the state as well and the county. Let's move on to this next slide. Again, another slide about housing. This is particularly important with respect to aging housing. This is the year housing was built. So you can see by the graph that 34% or 7,700 units had been built or were built between 1980 and 1999. This is followed by 19% between the years 1960 and 1979, and then 10% between the year 2000 and 2009. I expect, or this should be expected, that between now and the next census, or maybe the next 5-year update, that the number of housing units built between 2000 and 2009 will probably increase, given the amount of new projects that have come online, and some are are under construction as we speak. So you'll probably see this number change quite a bit in the future. This next slide is I got a little bit ahead of myself. This is the poverty rate. So this is based upon a total number of 9,200 folks. So our poverty rate is 3%. So of that, 23% are under 18 years of age. 63% are between the ages of 18 and 64, and then 14% are 65 years and older. So as an earlier slide, our poverty rate is 3%, which is well below the county and the state. But it just kind of gives you an idea of how it's broken out by age groups. Very large age groups, but at least gives you some idea. So again, the poverty rate in Charles County is 5.4%. State of Maryland is 10.3%. So again, we're doing fairly well with respect to the poverty rate. This next one is in terms of race within the Plata and the county. This has changed significantly over the last 10 years. So in the town of La Plata, 62% is white, 29% is black or African American, 4.5% are Asian, and 5% is Hispanic or Latino. So again, this has increased significantly since 2000, and I expect this will continue to be shifting upwards in the next population. Next census, which will be in 2030. This last thing I wanted to talk about is this slide where we're upcoming with a number of public hearings with regard to our budget. So our next hearing will be actually this coming Tuesday, May the 16th. This will be a public hearing on the town's constant tax rate. This tax rate will remain the same as in the previous years. That is, I believe, it's 0.32 cents per $100 of a valuation of your home. And you'll probably see a tax increase, but this is not because the town has increased their taxes. It's likely because of your assessment going up. That is, every 3 years, the state of Maryland reassesses all houses and all properties. So this is the year where that new assessment will take effect, or it will affect your assessment of your individual home. So that's probably why the taxes, the sheer number or the dollar amount of taxes will go up. It's not because the county has raised the tax rate, but because your housing assessment has increased. Then on May 23rd, we'll be also doing another two public hearings, one on our fee schedule. These are all the fees both we pay as homeowners and citizens for water, sewer, stormwater management, trash. Also all the fees for plan review when folks submit plans for planning and zoning review, as well as other hearings before the Design Review Board, the Board of Appeals, and the Planning Commission. So all those fees, unfortunately, are going up to keep pace with inflation. As you know, has been increased significantly, but our fees have not increased as much as the inflation rate. We've tried to space them out over a number of years so we reflect the actual costs that we do to conduct business in the town. So again, I'd urge you to participate in those two upcoming town council meetings. The first one being May 16th, this coming Tuesday, because today is, I'm recording this on May the 14th. And then the next one will be on May 23rd. As always, all our public hearings are hybrid in nature. That is, you can attend in public, or you can attend online or virtually using the Microsoft Teams application. Our town agendas are typically publicized and are available on our website the Friday before the Tuesday meeting. And so you can see the full agenda. You can see all the materials that are associated with our discussions and presentations. And then there'll be a link provided for you to access the meetings as well, if you care to. Also know that all our meetings are recorded, and then they are published for viewing at your leisure at a later date on a video through the town's YouTube site, Town of La Plata YouTube site. So again, thank you for listening. I appreciate listening and watching. I appreciate any comments or observations you may have. And again, you can certainly email me at djenkins@townlaplata.org. And in closing, I'll also provide the sources of this information from the census, so you can do a little deeper dive in some of these facts and figures. And I hope to follow up with some additional dashboard or a snapshot of our population and other socioeconomic information. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.